Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, the 18th of March. This is our first Dynamics 802 online course, and today we're going to be focused on organization. Before I go too much further, I hope everybody's doing well, getting used to what's been a significant disruption in your schedule, and that disruption is one of the reasons that we're focusing on organization. So the first thing I wanted to emphasize today is creating a schedule. In the materials that we sent to you and your folks, we identified the importance of creating a routine and creating that schedule. And so based on your particular circumstances, what's going on in your home, we'd like you to create just a very tentative schedule. I've included a template for that in Google Classroom. And if you click on the Google Classroom assignment, and by the way, I'll upload this presentation to our web page, but if you click on the Google Classroom assignment, you will see the template, and if you could just create a short schedule, that would be great. So I know a little bit more about what's going on with you and when you're going to be available. This is a version of the schedule that I suggested. As I mentioned to those of you who are at school on Monday and Tuesday, I'm going to be using a YouTube live stream, hopefully every day from 9 o'clock to 9:15. And after that, I'll have a suggested humanities activity from 9:15 to 9:55. Take a little break, and then Mr. Humke will be coming up with a science and math live stream at 10 o'clock with some science and math activities. We're recommending that between 11 and 12:45, you get lots of outside time. You eat, and then from 12:45 to 1:15, you spend some time journaling about your day, and then the remainder of the day can be used for other academic activities, or staying healthy, or keeping your brain going, while many of us are in this social distancing situation. So I also wanted to talk about the importance of sleep. Despite the disruptions in learning, continuing to get a good night's sleep is critical. The temptation may be to stay up late and to sleep late, or to not get enough sleep, but I encourage everybody to really be making sure that you're staying healthy and that you are getting enough sleep every night. Also, we'd encourage you to set some goals for the next week. And if you click on the Google Classroom assignment, you'll see that there's a very familiar template for the weekly goals. And if you could just set a short weekly goal to be completed between now and March, I guess it would be the 27th, that would be great. Goals could include developing a routine, a schedule. It could also be journaling, anything related to reading. We're going to leave that up to you. But once you submit your schedule and your tentative goal, you'll receive a Team Dynamix certification. We're going to have some certificates available to you so that as you're demonstrating your growth and learning, we'll continue to recognize that through the certifications. And hopefully you can put those certifications on the evidence page of your PLP. And again, as you submit the assignment through Google Classroom or to me, I will then be awarding you the certifications so that we can track how you're doing and make sure that your learning is continuing. Speaking of journaling, this is a very unique time in our history, and I think it's very important that you're recording both how you're feeling about it and also how what you're seeing and the changes that are happening in our society. I've never lived through a situation like this, and it's a very unique time in our history, and capturing your thoughts is going to be very important. So I strongly advise that you keep a journal, either with pen and paper or through a Google Doc, and I also strongly advise that you're writing in that journal every day for 30 minutes. I'll be giving you some reflection prompts starting probably next week while we get adjusted to our new schedule. But again, I strongly advise you to keep a pen and paper journal or to keep a Google Doc. And we will be using these to reflect and to talk to each other. So capturing your ideas is going to be very important. I also think if you have parent permission that you may want to keep an electronic version of a diary or record your thoughts and ideas either through a medium such as Instagram, which I'm doing with the Team Dynamix Instagram page, or I also use a Tumblr blog, which is a microblog that allows me to post different material and also allows me to keep track of my thoughts. The last thing I'm going to talk about today is reading. You should be reading at least 45 minutes per day. That can be, anytime you want. Some days I'll have that as the activity for the humanities. Other days you can do that in the afternoon or when you have some downtime. Here are some books that I'm reading. I'm reading The First Rule of Punk, a little bit strange title called The Poisoner in Chief, which somebody recommended to me. I haven't gotten into that one. And then I may very well read a classic version of the Iliad because I'm so interested in that period of history, and I also really appreciate the background knowledge for the Odyssey. So again, today the focus has been on organization. You have 2 Google Classroom assignments, setting a schedule and setting some goals. If you turn both of those in, you'll get a certificate, and I'm encouraging you to be reading on a regular basis and also to establish some form of regular journaling. Thanks very much for your attention. I hope you have a great day, stay healthy, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye now.